Has anybody ever heard of a name Sebastian Coe? Sebastian Coe is probably the greatest middle distance runner in the history of the world. And he was an unusual guy because no one could understand why he was so good. He was this guy, he was a British guy, he never had professional coaching, his dad was his coach. He didn't look particularly physically gifted. All he did was break every world record and hold every world record in middle distance for as long as he really wanted to. In fact, he held one record for so long, and it was so hard to break these records. Well, a guy finally broke his record, and it was another British guy, and they said, well, that's it, that thing will stand for 20 years. And Sebastian Coe broke that record back 9 days later. Unheard of in sports, unheard of. You cannot choose when to break records. You cannot decide, I'm going to break that back right now, schedule me for a race in 9 days. That's not possible, and he did it. And at the end of his career, when he was retiring, a sports journalist said, what is it about you that made you different than everybody else? And he said, I figured out that all running races, running distances, from 100 meters to an ultra marathon, come down to your ability to master 8 inches. If you can master 8 inches, you can master any of those distances. And he said the 8 inches he was talking about are the distance between your ears. He said this sport is not about what your body can do. Your body will do basically anything you ask it if you train it the right way. The limiting factor is always your mind. And some of you are standing out here this morning going, yeah, this sounds really great, and I'm sure it works for some people, but I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can get to that 18-mile point and I can push on and I can tell myself to keep going. I don't know if I can do it. Well, you know what? You're the only one who doesn't know that, because we know you can do it. And all your coaches and all your assistant coaches and your friends and your family, you are the only one that can put a limitation on yourself and keep you from succeeding in this program. So all I would ask you to do today, besides to listen to your coaches and your assistant coaches and all the people who are here to help you, is to not ever in this program tell yourself that you can't do it. You can have doubts. You cannot be sure. You can go through some tough times out there on the trail. But we know you can do it, and don't tell yourself you can't do it. You're going to find, once you get into this sport, that you can do more than you ever thought you can do. That's why all of us are out here again, because it changed us as people. So you are starting on a great journey this morning. You had a lot of courage for showing up. As John said, the single hardest moment was coming out here. Now, there may be some times in the marathon where you doubt that for a few moments. In fact, there might be miles and miles in the marathon that you doubt that. But let me tell you what you're going to do. You're going to go through this program. You're going to start that marathon. You're going to get to mile 18, and you're going to have that moment of truth. You're going to push through it. You're going to feel better. Then you're going to get to around the finish line. You're going to see those hordes of people. You're going to get that great feeling inside you. You're going to tear up a little. And then you're going to do what every marathoner in the history of the world has done in the last 100 meters. You're going to sprint for all you're worth. We don't know why, because you're going to be in 2,362nd place. But you're going to do everything you can to catch that person in front of you in the finish chute. Unfortunately, that person is doing exactly the same thing. And to a spectator, you all look like you're running in very deep water. But you're going to sprint. That's part of the reason why those finish photos look so bad of you. You're going to cross that finish line. You're going to immediately look behind you to see who you beat. And then you're going to have a great, great moment in your life, because you're going to realize that although you just did that incredible thing, it was that 6 months of training that really was the achievement. It wasn't the race. That was showing off. It was you coming out here this morning and starting a great new chapter in your life. And I congratulate you. Good luck.